Hello, welcome back. So, in today's episode, we're just going to continue customizing our site. And once again, I want to thank you for subscribing to the course. Thank you, and I wish that you're going to learn tons of concepts in this course that can help you become a full stack developer using Next.js. And we are not only doing this project, there are so many other projects we are going to work on. We have this medical app, we have the portfolio app, we have the um, two more other apps. So there will be in total, I think, four apps in this course. So we still have a tons of things to learn, and we might even build our own component library within this very course. So just stay tuned and keep learning, and I'm so grateful that you are here. So let's continue working on our hero section. So the first thing, I want to change this text. So you can see we have a kickstart your website with StayGrid. I'm just going to go here in my notes. So I created this, and it's a good thing that you create like this a markdown file called notes, and then you can be adding your notes there. You can add some simple notes you want to be using or preparing to maybe a client give you some hero copy or something. You can just add them in your notes.md, and then you can also be using this file. So in my notes, I'm just going to change this text. I will just copy this text here, book your occupational therapist, and I'll just go to our hero and I will just replace it here. Okay, just like this. So now if you go back here, this has changed. Book your therapist, occupational therapist session. Now maybe you just say professional therapist or something. Book your, I just say professional. Which one is longer? Not really like book your therapist. Book your professional therapist. Doesn't correct. No, let's just like say book your therapist, and then you're going to have, so this word book is going to be in its own color, and then even this therapist, it will be in its own color, and then you're going to have another one which says session, I think, session now. So just go here and say, for instance, another span, and let's say here session now. So let's look at it now. Book your therapist sessions, and of course like just say here class name, could put margin right of that, or could just even use flex for that. Okay, so like it has put some simple space. Now one, I just want to increase the width to this. Let's maybe say 6 out of 12. Okay, now this pushes this one down. What was this one's width? Let's see. Okay, so this one was occupying. Okay, can we just stick at 5? Let's say we got 5, back to 5. So just only need to maybe reduce a little bit of the font. Maybe let me just go in here, and here we have text dark, text white, text 42 pixels, RG XL is on 5. Let's make this one 4. You see. Okay, so maybe for this, the word therapist, this one we leave it at 5xl. I don't like the way it is right now. Book your session, therapist. Let's just see. I want the word therapist to be on top there. I don't know why can't it do that. Let's first go back to 5xl. We have to mechanize this. So the width, this one is in log is 5. So when we make it 6, first of all is in flex with this one, which, okay, so there is one hidden log block which is taking 1/12, which makes this one. Okay, so what about this one? We give it 5 because 1 is being taken by this. Let's see. Okay, so that one is good. Now maybe we have to put a BR text, so let's first remove this. After the word therapist, I want to put a BR tag. Okay, so that's what I want. Okay, okay, and then for this book, it can be in that. Then the word therapist will change. Okay, so now how about making this one somehow nice? Let's make it more nice. First of all, we could also just change this one. Instead of text gray, just say text blue, maybe 500. Let's say text blue 500. All of it, no. So just need to have others in white. Book your okay, let's first go back to gray 50. I just want to make this one more interesting. Okay, so let's use a React text transition. You can just add React text transition, I think. Search this React text transition and go to this package. And let's add this package. You can see what it does here. Okay, just go ahead and install this. Just like that. npm install React text transition, and let's go ahead and see how to use this, how to use in React. So just going to make its own component. Okay, it's good that we make its own component. I'm just going to make here in front end. I'm just going to make as maybe just a transitional text. So you see here transitional text.ts rfc. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this. Okay, so the first thing is to import this and const the text here. Okay, so let me first import this. Okay, and then secondly, let's have the text. I think this is the text that will be changing inside here. Let's go ahead and add this indexed, so this is what is inside. Okay, including the return. So let me just copy this. Just come here on return and paste that. So we're supposed to return h1. Now in our case, I don't know if we need to return h1. We could just say this one span. Okay, so just go and use this, just transitional text. Go ahead in the hero where we have therapist here. So we have span therapist here, and let me just add this here. Get this just like that. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it needs to be a use client. Let's just see what will happen. Yeah, I think it needs a use client. So in this transitional text, just add use client. Okay, it is using use effect. So yeah, so you just come in and say use client on top here, and let me drop this so that you can see very well. So let's just go and see now if this works. And okay, yeah, it is changing, but it's creating some space. I think like the space went up where it comes from. Let me just try to now see how we can use this. First of all, we need to create our text and pass it into this one so that it comes in here. So to do that, I'm just going to go and do what? I'm just going to go to hero text and bring in this text. This one here. So the texts, I'm just going to, it should just come now from, let's go to the hero and let's define our own text here. So I'm just going to go to my notes. I have some text here, and these are like different professions. Let me go to hero and you say const texts. You have these different stuff. You can just go ahead and put in these ones: occupational therapist, punctualist, and all sorts of things. So this one, we want to pass it in. We want to pass this in the transitional text here. So yes, the texts is equal to texts, just like this. Now we have to go to this, accept that texts, and this is going to be an array. So this is string array, something like that. And then we can now remove this. Okay, so this should now work. Let's go and see. Yeah, book your acupuncture. Okay, so now one problem we have, want this to extend here, and I think maybe it doesn't. What I'm just going to do, how about reducing the font size? So I'm just going to say class name. I don't know if we should control it from the other side. Class name. Maybe actually just pass it in here. So I'm just going to pass in also the class name. Okay, and the class name will be just a class name will be a string, and then this one is going to come here, class name. Then in the hero, let's pass in the, and this one is not a must, so we can just go here and we say this is not required. So we could just come here and we say question mark, this is not required, and let's go ahead and pass it in here. Class name is equal to, now we could just say here text, maybe this one for XL, this one is 5. We could just make this one 4, and I don't know why it doesn't extend here. Do I need to make this one flex? If I do flex, caused problems. And how about flex wrap and the items, where is it? Just say item center, and let's say gap. I wonder why it comes to that. After giving it item center, if I just leave this one, what happens? Let me see. Oh, okay, so it has to be the same here, which is okay. I think it is okay now. For the longer words, it goes on the next line, like this speech therapist. Okay, I understand. So now that's fine. So what I'm just going to do is, for this one, I'm going to give it in the class name, I'm going to give it color. For instance, we just say text blue 300, 500, just like that. So now we have something like that. Okay, book your acupuncture massage session now. Okay, so for this text that is there, I'm also going to put there some other here, just I copy this, go to the hero, and let me just change these ones. Okay. Okay, so we have this. So far this is looking so far so good. You can change the color of this one, but since we are just working in blue, I think that one just looks fine. Okay, even here. So let's just go on to the next one. So for instance, these two links, we have I need to see a doctor urgently, so you could just have this. Need to see a doctor urgently, I need a prescription refill. We could just see on our here. Need doctor urgently. Okay, then here, and we shall just change this icon. This one, I need the refill. Just like that. And let's look at this now. Need doctor urgently, need a refill. So we have these two buttons. Now for the refill, we can change the icon. So we have the hero icon, which we can just say maybe, I don't think here we have anything. You can also look in Lucid. Maybe, I'm not sure if we have anything. Yeah, there is a peer here, so you can just use a peer. Okay, so I'm just going to go here and get this class name. It doesn't have any class name. It doesn't have any class name, so just give it this width. So I'm just going to go ahead and click here is peer from Roasted React. Remove this. Let's give this one a class name of, first of all, flex string 0. Just going to give it h of maybe of 4 and width of 4. So this is like one rem, and we see how this looks like. Okay, that's how that one looks like. You could give it, if you wanted it to have another color, you could just say text text blue 600 or 500, whatever. And maybe this one, we could just say 5, slightly maybe bigger. Okay, so that is it. We have that. We can now go ahead. Okay, we can just go ahead and now go to the next section. Now we have two sections. The one that's going to be here, so we need a border, somehow a slight thin border to appear there. Okay, you need the border we have like this border we have here, I think on this screen, this one. I need a slight border like this one to appear on the big screen. So let me first go back to the nav bar. to the nav bar. There is a header. There is this nav. There is this one. Let's start with the nav. So if I was to put, for instance, border bottom, and I say border gray 400, how would this one look like? And let's go and remove this. Okay, that's how it would look like. And if we put this border on the one on top, let's cut it to here, entire header, and this I'm just going to so say slash. We could just give it like 10. Let's just say that. Okay, can it be more straight than that? I think there is also, maybe you can say 80. Okay, 70, or maybe 600. Let's try 660, not 660. Yeah, so you could just try something like that, so that it actually puts a distinction to this. Slightly the fact that we are going to add something else down here. Maybe this is like more. We could just put maybe 30. Like try to just like very less, yeah, indistinctive like that. And you could even make this one blue, so that it is really indistinctive. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead, let's keep it to gray. I'm just going to go ahead and put a mega menu. So we need just going to put a mega menu here. Instead of having this, it's just like the mega menu, just having a lot of things here. We're just going to have a menu here, and then this link they have here will be on top. So to put the mega menu, we're just going to use shad. Okay, so you can just simply go and say Shadcn, just like this. And the first step you're going to do, get started, and now click on installation, click on Next.js, and you can see the first thing is you create your TypeScript project with Tailwind and ESLint here. And this is the thing we have a TypeScript project with Tailwind and ESLint. That one done, we go ahead and install this. Now if you have any status before you install Shad, you should know that if you install Shad, it's going to make some changes into your app. And the first changes is it will go ahead and replace this file with its own file. So if you have any files or you have any status you have, please make sure that you actually change this. Like first, you could first copy your styles somewhere, remove them, and you could duplicate this CSS, duplicate it, and it will replace this one. And then afterwards, after it has replaced, you can come back and put your styles back. Otherwise, if you have more styles in this file, it's going to go ahead and remove them. The second place you have to be careful of is the Tailwind config. So for instance, right now in our Tailwind config, we added one thing, and it is this plugin of Tailwind forms. So this is going to be replaced. Okay, so what you can just do is, I always just normally duplicate. You can just say Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So now you have a copy of your original Tailwind file config and this one. So it will just go ahead and replace this one. And you have a copy, you can go back and fill in some things. That's how it is right now. There is no any good way to tell you about it. Just simply duplicate this so that you have this file safe. Okay, now let's just go ahead, and of course it will create in new files. For instance, if you already have libs folder and other folders, it creates those things there. So just go ahead and run this npx shad UI latest. So I'm just going to go and open my terminal, if I could open it. Okay, just like that, and then just say npx Shadcn UI at latest init, and then this is going to go ahead and ask us a couple of questions, and then it will know where to install what, okay, and even the styles to use. Okay, let's just give it a second. It will just initialize the app, and after that you can configure the questions you can see here. So you see here the font, I use Inter as default font. Inter is not required, you can place it in any and for the font, I don't know if we're just going to use Inter, but we could just like use some others. You can see here in the styles global.css, they are getting this from there, and then they are using it here. Okay, let's give it some seconds. So that is the change we want to do, and then they're saying then import the font in the root layout. Configure theme to extend the font family in the config. App structure, you can see they have components, then they have their components inside here. Then they have libs. This is where they put their utils.ts, and then the global.css, and that's it. I place the UI components in the UI folder, and that's it. You can just go ahead, of course, test it with that. This is taking some time. Okay, so finally it's here. So just going to go with slate. And do you like to use CSS variables? Yes. And you can see it goes ahead and does what I was telling you. It is going to update the global.css and the Tailwind config, and of course the package.json. Okay, so meanwhile it is installing and it has finished. So after it is done, you can just go in global.css and check. So you can see that it actually replaced everything there, and it added its own stuff. Okay, so you can see when the body was changed. Okay, and our mean height of 100 viewers was removed. That's why I was telling you, if you had things in here, they would be taken. Now let's go to the Tailwind in the components. Okay, we haven't added any component yet, Okay, but you see they created the lib folder and they put utils. You don't need to do anything with this. Okay, and then now next is in the Tailwind config, you will see that it has added its own stuff, more especially for instance the colors. They have the primary, they have what they have added their own stuff, and we are going to extend. That's why I wanted us to extend the colors later on, but they have their colors they are using here. Okay, and then they have added this plugin. Now let's go ahead and go back here, and this is the original one we had. You can see how small it was. They added, let's copy this, require this one, copy this and take it this here, put a comma and add that. That's the only thing you need to do. Now let's go ahead and make sure everything is still running. So you can see there is nothing that has changed in our app yet so far. Okay, yeah, we still have everything still running. Now let's go ahead and add the, I wonder why this one is having some space here. We shall just work on that in a second for the search. So let's just go ahead and go back to this, go to components and scroll down to where we have the mega menu, navigation menu, like this, and you see we have this one. This is the one we want to put in. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and install this, copy this. Okay, I think it didn't copy. Let me just go ahead and copy. Let's just go here. Okay, so now it is there. So this one is going to go ahead and install the navigation menu, and I'm just going to come in components. I'll create a new file. This one is going to be under front end. In the front end, let's create a new file called mega menu.tsx. Okay, so it is done installing the navigation menu. So after you have installed it, go back to this one and click on code. Simply copy this whole thing here, and let's go here in our mega menu just created right now, put it there. Okay, so don't worry about these ones, so you can just go and minimize this. So first of all, we have some things like these icons, we don't have them. Simply remove these icons, and then of course we will have another error for the icon. Let's minimize all this array. Now we have this icon.logo. So first of all, let's remove, we have here this navigation menu list. Inside we have the items, item 1, item 2 and item 3. So far they have 3 items. Now we are not interested in this other item. If you go to the preview, we are not interested in this first one, which has this, actually this logo, like this has this icon like this one. We want this one which has this type here. So I will just remove others and leave only that. So just remove this and also remove this Okay, so now I'm remaining with 1. Okay, and let's now get this one. I'm just going to give this Control F, Control H, and let me just say mega menu. I just replace it mega menu, just like that. And you can just go ahead and I don't know, is that we're supposed to export? We just say export default. Okay. Okay, so just export mega menu, and let's go and use the mega menu. So I'm just going to go to the hero section, not in the hero, in the page front page, and in between the header, after the header here, we just need to put mega menu, just like that. Okay, so let's go and check. And cannot read properties. Let's first go back to the mega menu. Do we need to put use clan? Is already there. Let's reload. Okay, so we have we don't even click, we have them here. So let's just go ahead and put them here. So I'm just going to give max width. So in front here, I could just go ahead and say dot max width to be 5xl dot mx auto dot bg blue 950. Okay, dot text gray 50, just like that, and let's put it inside here. Okay, so this is the result so far, which is really not good. So let me just go ahead and remove the things to do with BGs. Okay, and then also give it some padding Y of 4. Okay, maybe just make it 3. Okay, now maybe it could just be not finishing the whole thing. Components, and we could just make it let me see, we could make this one global in the front end. Like if you go any other page, you still have access to them. Okay, this one would be so much helpful actually. Like this one will be a quick menu of accessing from whichever part of the site. So this can be transferred into the layout. So after this here, we can have that. Of course, we have to import the mega menu. Okay, just like that. Now let me just say bg blue. There is something I'm testing. 600. What will happen? Okay. So by default we could we could go ahead and we could go ahead and give this whole entire layout for this for the children. More especially, we could go ahead and let me just see this. If I cut this and I add on this, what happens? Okay, so could just have something like that. Yep, so we have components. Now this could be like doctors or something. We could even go ahead and put like some icons on this, but we're not going to put that. So this is going to be the mega menu and it's going to represent things like this one. This we can just have the top book. Then they can be popular popular what we call them, popular, maybe popular services or something. Okay, just say top booked. So we need 1 2 3 4, so we need 4. So how are we going to make this one? So just go back to the mega menu, and inside here you see we have these are the components. And if you look at the components inside this, so we're just not going to change the structure, we're just going to maintain this. We have a title and a description, as simple as that. And of course there is also this href. Okay, so just going to maintain those two, the title and the description. If you wanted the image, you can modify also. You put an image, but you'd have to do extra configurations. But for now, we're just going to leave it like that. We have the title and a description. So I'm just going to go to, first of all, I'll create an array, okay, that is going to hold the, okay, so I'm just going to come here and say const menu, or you could just say even mega menu is equal to, and then inside you have these objects. So the first one, you would need a title, as simple as that, title here, and you can just say, for instance, top booked. Okay, so inside this you could just go, and now this is like a category, and inside this you'd have the, now the subcategories, okay, which are like maybe services. Let's say the services. So here I'm just going to go here and put this, which is also an array. And in this array we're just going to have objects which have title. For instance, you could have these top booked, could be these ones, telehealth, video prescription, in-person visit. So later I could just like copy these text here and put them here. Okay, so the first one is telehealth. Okay, and then you could just have a slug, and of course this will be telehealth. Now these are the two, and the description, so you also need description. We could just generate using Rorium, maybe up to here, just like that. So let's duplicate this many times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just say we have 4. So just copy this. Title, just paste here. And then another one is in-person visit. So here. And then you have UT concert. So those are enough. Let me just go ahead and remove this text here. Okay. Just see the problem here. So that's it. So this is only under top booked, so I can just simply duplicate this. This will be second one, and this one is going to be, for instance, doctors. We could just go ahead and add the doctors. And then we could have specialists. This one has the first here. So this one is specialists. And then finally you have symptoms. Okay, so now let's go ahead and navigate down here where we have the item. We're just going to go ahead and map through this. So I'm just going to come in and say mega menu dot map. I'm going to map through these. Okay, I have a single item with its index, and let's go ahead and return just like that the item. The first thing here on this item, let's give it a key equal to I, and then let's say here just going to say while we have components, we say it is item dot, and this will be the title, as simple as that. Okay, so now if you check, we should have now more here. Okay, so you can see we have this, something like this now. Okay, okay, so let's go ahead. We might just also add the icons to this, and then or the image. Let's go ahead and now add the services to these ones. So you can just see, instead of putting this is going to be item dot services. We map and we have access to a single service or a single item. If you want also to call it item, maybe leave it as a single component. Okay, now for the href, we just need to compose it from here. Simply just do like this and say it is going to be, for instance, to services and dollar component dot slug. Okay, all other things just remain the way they're supposed to be, as simple as that. Now you will have the rodem inside. You can see teleheaded. You see now we have these ones changing. Okay, so this is great so far. Only that I don't know if this one should be that blue. Let's first change it back to the other blue and we see. We could just go to the layout. We put this BG blue our 950 and we see now. Okay, so we have it just like that, which is great. Now we only need, I think, to add some spaces. Okay, we need to add some spaces. Let's say go to the mega menu. So you could go to the item itself. So this item, and let's look at the things it takes. Does it take in a class name? Yeah. So you could just say, for instance, margin right to be maybe 4. Let's see. Yeah, and is adding it on only one item. I don't know why it is giving it only one item, margin right of 4. Let's see. How are they separated? So you could just go also to, this is from, you can see from UI navigation menu, so you can just go to UI. Here, navigation menu. So the item is let's first see if this is the space. Seems like here there is, like somehow, actually that is the space. I think if you just look at carefully, that is the space actually given to them. Let's first leave it like that. Really right now we have no much problem with it. If we just need to customize, we shall just add in, but right now we are good and we don't need these components now. We don't need these components. Okay. And let's look at this. Does it take in also class name? Could give it about space x04. Yeah, so this one works. So I've given it a space x04 and it has worked. Okay, so great. Now at least we have that. You can have your menu here. Someone can quickly come here and they get whatever they want. Now we could just try to make this much better in the future. I don't know how, but we can just look for the way of making it look much more better than this. But so far now, let's just leave it like that. Okay, so moving forward, I think we could just also give it a good padding, so whatever they are in the layout, we'll just go ahead and instead give it a padding of 6. Add some space, really. Yeah. Okay, so now the next part, we just want to add in, I need to add in these numbers, like some statistics somewhere here. After this, we'll just add in some sort of like statistics of how many doctors and blah blah. Before we move to another thing, let me just see, where is it? Why did I see that part? Is this one? Okay, so just go ahead and add in this. So I'm just going to add go to the hero. So after this, I think UL. So after this UL tag, I'm just going to say dot padding y of maybe 4, and let's just say flex. Okay, or let's say stick to the gap maybe of 4, and then inside here we're just going to have a number and this, so you can just have dot flex score, and then I can have two span tags, span the text, and just say font board, and you can just say, for instance, like maybe 600, and then you can just span text asm and text gray 300, and they say active, maybe specialists. Okay, and then we can just like simply duplicate this, and this the one of font board need to be text gray 50, so this one is going to be text gray 50. Text gray 50, and then let's go ahead and center this. Align. Let me see if this centers it. Okay. Just copy this. Maybe just say here I'm just going to see over 1,800 patients. And for this, maybe text gray 400. Let's see, I just ticked 400 maybe. And we could have also icons. I think they have icons or something. They don't actually. So just add enough space. So padding top. Maybe you could just say padding top 8. Okay. So far you can just leave it like that. Some statistics. We suggest like maybe make it better as we move on. As we continue customizing, we can just go ahead and add in more stuff. Okay, so in this episode we have just added the menu. We added the mega menu, okay, and it's looking nice. and we also added this in our HTML. So I'm just going to go ahead and now we could cut this word if it exceeds certain kind of letters, okay, but let's just first leave it at that. So just going to go ahead and push this and we see if it works in production. So before I end the episode, so I'm just going to say git add dot git commit, say added mega menu, and then git push, so let's just go and see how it does this. Want to know if it has gone through. I'm just going to go to Versailles. Okay, just going to go to Versailles and we have some error, and this is what I was telling you. It's good you don't wait to accumulate errors. At least you just know this, there is a problem, and you can right away go and see what the problem is. So just click on this here, you click on deployments, click on this, and let's click to see the details of the error. So here they're saying compile, and you can see we have this in our hero.tsx, and this is coming from hero. So just go to hero.tsx, which is here. So wherever you have this question, for instance, these ones shouldn't, they don't want these ones, and I think they are due to ESLint. This is what they say. Need to disable ESLint. Let me just go to this link. Okay, so I'm just going to right click this, go to this, and if you'd like to modify or disable any rules provided by the support, you can directly change the rules here. For instance, here rules unescaped entities off, no page custom font off. So you see there is ESLint, and I can just copy this rules, these ones of unescaped entities. It is always a big problem, and you can just go to ESLint.json. Let me see if we have that ESLint.json, and let's go down here and put the rules. As simple as that. Let me see, and here it says extends. Here they want us to extend it. Extends next. I'm not sure if we're supposed to change all of it like that. And this is in, you want it in app router. And next, provide integrated experience flow out of the base and ESLint. I'm not seeing here. Extends the next settings. I don't know. Oh, it is here, I think. Disabling rules. We have it here. Extends rules. Yeah. So I don't know here if you can extend both, but they just go right now and run this np, just a git add git commit disabled rules and git push. Let's go and check now this. So scroll up, go to the medical app, and it is building. Let's just wait and see. And that's what I was telling you, that you need to make sure you are incrementally deploying your app. You don't need to wait until you have a thousands of files to push it, otherwise the errors will be so many. But right now we are incrementally adding some things, and then we deploy, we look at where the possible errors are coming from, and then troubleshoot and modify, and then check if it has worked. Otherwise, you at the end, when we have finished the app, it is nice looking but with a lot of errors. Right now, let's just adopt this kind of building right away. Will be just like, you can see it has passed. Okay, it has passed. I can just go now to here and then just click on this. Okay, so we have here the top booked, the doctors, specialists, and so on and so forth. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. We're just going to look at how we can just go ahead and keep on adding in other more things as we move on. So thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you